Good morning. We're glad you're here and you're all awake. Thank you for coming. Welcome to the Sarah Center for the Arts and our today's celebration of veterans. We are so happy to have you here. I think this is our 18th year doing this free program, and we will continue to do it. We want to thank, though, we're able to do things like this for free because of our great support from the Orem Care Program, and we're grateful for that support as well. Just by way of a few announcements before we begin here, we do hope you'll take some time afterwards. There's a great art exhibit in Gallery 101, just over here to my left on the other side of that wall, and we welcome you back to come and see A Night of Broadway. Closes tonight. If you don't have plans, we have our Kenneth Cope coming up in concert and A Christmas Story, the musical, for the holiday season here on this stage. We also have a Christmas Makers Market on December 8th and 9th with dozens and dozens of vendors and food trucks and all kinds of fun things. We invite you to come back and celebrate the season with us. But today is all about our great veterans, and we've put together a nice patriotic program for you today. It's my pleasure to introduce a good friend to get things started this morning, the Vice Commander of American Legion Post 72. Would you please welcome Kelly Kirkpatrick?
Thank you, Adam. Thank you, staff of the Sarah, for asking us to be a part of your Veterans Day celebration. Our American Legion was formed in March of 1919 by World War I veterans to take care of each other and the communities they lived in. Our Orem post was chartered in March of 1948. We currently have 88 members. 17 of us are active on the honor guard. If you've been to a military service at the cemetery, the flag is folded, the rifle shot is executed, and taps is played on the bugle. We offer many other things. For the youth, we offer a oratorical contest in January and February. They have the opportunity to earn 3 quarter hours of political science. They can also earn prize money, scholarships. We do boys' state and girls' state, where they actually take part in a city government. It might be a mayor, a police chief, a city councilman. And I've taken the initiative to charter a Boy Scout troop. I want them to have the same opportunities I did when I was their age. So we offer anywhere from 200 to 500 service hours per month all year. This is all volunteer. It's not paid. I'm going to ask all of you, if you're able to please stand as we present the colors of the United States. For those of you who have served in the United States military, Congress enacted a law in 2005 that says, whether you're in uniform or not, you may salute the flag. You've earned that right. Present the colors of the United States.
Stripes
While you're still standing, would you please repeat the Pledge of Allegiance with me? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Post the colors. Thank you. You may be seated. What we'd like to do for you now is present the branch of service flags. If you have served under these colors, had family serve, a neighbor serve, somebody you know, you like the flag bearer, you like the song, yeah, you get the idea. Clap your hands, stomp your feet, hoot and holler, but absolutely no standing on the chairs. If you break 3 or 4 of them, I can't pay for them. My Geneva pension's only big enough for a tank of gas and a Twinkie. Start track 2, please. United States Army. United States Marine Corps. Yesterday was the Marine Corps birthday, 1775. United States Navy. Here's a treat for you all. This is our 96-year-old World War II veteran chaplain. Sorry, wrong person. United States Air Force and our newest branch, Space Force. United States Coast Guard. In 1995, Congress gave veteran status to the United States Merchant Marines. They were some of the first casualties of war. They were on supply ships in foreign ports. United States Merchant Marine. There's only one flag you see flying at the Capitol, both national and state. You see it flying at the post office. It does not represent a State of the Union, a branch of service, or a select group. It is a POW-MIA flag, prisoner of war missing in action. It brings to mind those who are still unaccounted for, who might be buried on foreign soil or at the bottom of the ocean. At the last count I heard, it was 2,147 that are not accounted for. In a moment of silence, would you please honor the POW-MIA flag and all veterans. POW-MIA flag. It is customary to have the bugler play taps. We consider it a sacred, sentimental goodbye for those who have given their all, sacrificed their freedoms that we may enjoy in our lives. I'm going to ask the bugler to please sound taps. Bugler, sound taps. Present horns. Order, horns. I'm going to introduce my friends that I've brought with me. On the far end, on the Army flag, Mr. Dorson Roper, Army Airborne. On the Marine Corps flag, Mr. Alan Anderson, United States Marine Corps. On the Navy flag, Mr. Ott Dameron. On the Air Force flag, Mr. Michael Verska, Air Force Chaplain. The Space Force flag, Mr. Patrick Armstrong. On the Coast Guard flag, Mr. John Topol. The Merchant Marine flag, Mr. Gerald Ney. Here on the POW flag, Mr. Don Housekeeper. The three gentlemen behind me, Mr. Bud Bird, Air Force. Mr. David Forsyth, Army Airborne. And our post commander, Mr. Rodney Gardner, Navy. This concludes our portion of the program. Flag detail, left, face. Forward, hut. If you have served under these colors, have family have served, people you know have served, please document their stories. This is the best teaching tool we have for future generations. If any of you would like to come and be a member of our post, we welcome you with open arms. Any branch, any war. We're a very active bunch. We're more than just a bunch of old men driving jeeps and trucks down the street. May God bless each one of you. May God bless His great United States. Thank you.
And may He also bless American Legion Post 72. Aren't they amazing? Thank you. Thank you, Kelly. Appreciate They do an amazing service to our community. Just this weekend, they have 3 programs, and I believe a couple of funerals, and as well. And they do hundreds of these a year. We're so grateful for their service. You know, they, on a personal note, I have a great story. They came when my grandmother passed away, who served in the Navy. After they do the 21 gun salute, they give the shells to all the grandchildren, and as a I guess a memory of that experience, they do an amazing service for our community, and we're so grateful to have our American Legion Post 72. We're grateful also to have Miss Orem here with us, and the Mountain View Choir, which you'll hear again from. They're the most advanced vocal ensemble at Mountain View High School. The chamber choir consists of 32 dedicated musicians who embrace the difficulty and satisfaction of a rigorous rehearsal and performance schedule. They frequently perform in the community and are honored to contribute their voices in our program today. So we're grateful for the Mountain View choir as well, and you'll hear in a little bit from our Utah Pipe Band. But right now, it's my pleasure to introduce our Honorable Mayor of Orem, Mayor David Young.
Thank you, Adam. Good morning. I'm Dave Young, the Mayor of Orem. And I'd like to start out by recognizing our veterans here today. Could any of you stand up or raise your hand, just so we can see who's here? Thank you. And especially thank you for your service. I'd also like to recognize the American Legion Post 72, as Adam said, and all the hard work they do to bring patriotism and love of country to our community. I know a little bit about veterans. My dad's a 20-year Air Force veteran. As a kid in the military, I lived with my family in 12 different places by the time I was 12 years old. I appreciate all of you coming out today to honor our veterans. This area is a great place to reflect and honor those who've gone on before us. Why are we honoring veterans today? Because many of them have made the ultimate sacrifice, their lives, to allow us to live in the greatest country in the world. What one word describes why America is the greatest country in the world? That word is freedom. Freedom. I'll say it again, freedom. Our country was founded on principles designed to give us more freedom than anywhere else in the world. The freedom to make our own decisions, the freedom to decide where we want to live and work, the freedom to worship, the freedom to speak, the freedom to vote, the freedom to become the best person we're capable of, the freedom to truly live life. With that freedom comes responsibility, the responsibility to leave the world a better place than we found it. However, that choice is still ours. Being here today, surrounded by these veterans, reminds me of the responsibility I have to be the best person I can be. We have celebrations like this to remind us and help us appreciate our past so we can make the best decisions for our future. I hope you enjoy the show today and recommit to be the best person you can be this Veterans Day. Enjoy the show.
That was amazing. Another round of applause. Hello, my name is Natalie Green, and I'm the current Miss Orem 2023, and it's my privilege to introduce Dr. Guy W. Grenny. Dr. Guy W. Grenny, born in 1927, is one of Orem's last World War II veterans. As a teen, he heard the president on the radio telling of the bombing of Pearl Harbor. He spent some time in the military academy in the infantry ROTC and then enlisted in the U.S. Navy. He was sent by train to San Diego and was assigned to the Naval Air Center across the bay. During his time there were PBY and PBM planes flying up the coast looking for Japanese submarines, which came up and fired on coastal targets. Dr. Grenny was transferred to Samar, Philippines, where he worked accounting for supplies and equipment. When the war was over, he went back to Oregon, where he was discharged from the Navy. After some time in college and running a scout camp, Guy thought he may want to make the Navy a career, so he re-enlisted and went to Seattle, Washington, and then Pensacola, Florida. He learned to fly and become an officer candidate. However, some officers talked him out of making the Navy a career, and upon discharge, he went to California, where he then joined the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and was baptized in the ocean. Dr. Grenny earned a Bachelor of Psychology from Brigham Young University, a Master's of Social Work at the University of Washington, and a PhD in Psychology from University of California, Berkeley. He spent his career as a counselor and has great passion for helping veterans and those with PTSD. He currently serves as a chaplain for American Legion Post 72. Please welcome Dr. Guy Grenny.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to represent the veterans today. Some of my history you just heard. I remember as a youth listening to President saying, "This day shall live in infamy." Pearl Harbor had been bombed and World War II began. After serving in the ROTC for a while, I was tired of the infantry and decided to join the Navy. In the Navy, I served in San Diego first, and after that, out to the Philippines. At one time, I had bullets going over my head into a building I was on duty for. And then the war was over, and I was sent back and discharged and joined the American Legion. I've been a Legion member since 1946. Now, I went from one college to another. After BYU, I went to the University of Washington, University of California in different parts. Finally got my doctorate in psychology at Berkeley. Now, after that, I worked with all kinds of veterans in the mental health field. After I retired from working for a county, I went into private practice and was up on the coast of California, a place called Fort Bragg. And at that time, Vietnam was on and over. There were a lot of Vietnam veterans, and I probably interviewed a couple of thousand of them. I was hired by a Vietnam organization that was governmental to work with the veterans of that area And as they came in, and I began to understand that combat veterans are not always those that are out on the firing line somewhere. One of the young men I worked with came in. He was a clerk. As he was doing his company clerk duties, the little building that he was in was hit by a shell. A mortar came at him, and he had a lot of problems because he was under fire at times. Another guy that was a clerk was driving along and was hit by a shell. I began to realize it wasn't just somebody that was on the firing line that was likely to have post-traumatic problems. As you talk with veterans here in your area, you may also come to realize that a lot of them have a brain disorder that comes from being under fire. That's not easy to deal with. But I had a great opportunity to work and try to help some of these people so that they could deal with a problem that is in their brain. Now, I hope that you appreciate the veterans of this area who have gone through all kinds of problems, all kinds of being under fire, and have a disorder called post-traumatic disorder. Disorder. It's been a great thing to be able to serve my nation, and now at 96 years of age, I'm ready to retire. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mountain View Chamber Choir. I do want to also thank Danielle Berry, Chase Elison, and April Berlin from our staff here. Vernon Stout, he's brought some military vehicles out front for you to view and look at. The Mountain View Chamber Choir and their director, Brett Taylor. The Utah Pipe Band, Miss Orem and Donna Millard. And of course our Mayor Young, American Legion Post 72, and of course Dr. Guy Grenny. If you know folks that are not able or were not able to attend today, you can go to the CIRA channel on YouTube and watch today's program after we conclude today. And of course, we appreciate all others who sang and participated in today's program. If you have a few minutes still available, again, we invite you to Gallery 101 to check out the new CIRA's public art exhibit that we have in there. Also, directly to the south is the building, the Orem Heritage Museum. And Gary Campbell is one of our docents over there. They have, for the first 50 people, they have a piece of cake to commemorate yesterday's celebration birthday of the Marines. Gary is one of our Marines, and he's got a cake over there and a short Marine program that he's prepared for anyone who's interested in going over there or just self-guiding at the Orem Heritage Museum. It's a wonderful exhibit there. We thank you for your attendance here today. We hope you all have a wonderful Veterans Day, and if you have time also, we invite you up to the cemetery for Orem City's program at 11 a.m. sharp. Thank you for being here. Have a wonderful weekend.